Hi everybody and welcome back. My name's Melissa and this year I'm sharing 365 tips for frugal living. So one of the things that I learned young was eggs are an incredibly cheap protein. But what do we do when eggs are $10 a dozen? Are they still a cheap protein? Clearly not. So I bought chicken for 99 cents a pound. I really feel like that's probably going to be my cheaper protein right now. But how can we figure it out? Well, a large egg, which is the size most of us use, is supposed to be 2 ounces according to the internet. I figured I would crack it into the bowl and we would weigh these 2 eggs together, kind of take an average, figure out about how much they are, and then we'll go ahead and do the math and calculate how much a dozen eggs weigh versus chicken and figure out where our prices equal out so that you and I can make the best choice with whether we should get eggs or chicken. What is our best choice for protein price wise? So let me pause and I'll turn the camera around. Okay, so you can see the scale is zeroed out. So then I'm just going to quickly wow. That's almost disappointing. So they said that the egg should be 2 ounces, and that's clearly 1.7 ounces, and that was based on a large. And 1.75 ounces is supposed to be a medium egg. I mean, how much does the shell weigh? That's still only 3.8 with the shell. So, well, yeah, I guess then it's like 2 ounces with the shell, but we're not eating the shells. So 2 eggs give me 3.5 ounces. So let's do the math. Okay, so if the eggs are 3.5 ounces for 2 of them, that means they're averaging to 1.75 ounces, which makes sense. One would be 1.7, one would be 1.8. So about 1.75 ounces of usable egg per egg that you get. Then if we multiply that by 12, we get 21 ounces, which is about 1.3125 pounds, or 21 divided by 16 is 1.3125. So if I'm paying 99 cents a pound for chicken, I'm paying $1.31 for the chicken versus $4 for the eggs. Give me a second while I get my omelet set. Okay, so sorry about that. And if I'm paying $2 a pound for chicken, then that's $2.62 for a dozen eggs. If I'm paying $3 a pound for chicken, that's $3.93 for a dozen eggs. So if you're paying $3 a pound for chicken, then yeah, the chicken versus the $4 eggs, that's where your break-even point is. So basically, you're going to want to figure out how much you're paying for that much chicken versus those many eggs to kind of come to the conclusion. So right now, chicken is definitely cheaper than eggs. I can go to Meijer and I think it's like $2.69 a pound regular price. I'm pretty sure Aldi was like $2.49 a pound regular price for boneless, skinless chicken breast, which has very little waste. And the eggs are, I think I paid $3.49 a dozen at Aldi. So even going to Aldi, $2.49 for the chicken versus $3.49 for the eggs. I'll go ahead and do the math there too. Okay, so Aldi's regular price for eggs is $3.49. If I paid the $2.49 for boneless, skinless chicken breast, then I'm going to be paying $3.27 roughly for the same amount of chicken that a dozen eggs provides me. So you're going to kind of just want to to do the math and figure it out to see whether you should buy the eggs or the chicken. Now, I love eggs, so I will continue to buy eggs if I can find them under $4 a dozen. I just won't buy them as often. But as we already know, I can get the chicken cheaper most of the time. So the chicken's actually for me more affordable because I typically pay $1 a pound for chicken, and eggs I normally find average $2 to $2.50. I mean, occasionally I get them for $1 a dozen and then I stock up. But eggs for me are actually the more expensive option. So for me, I guess eggs are my luxury item instead of my affordable protein, and that's on a normal weekly basis. That's before everything got super crazy, before bird flu happened and the eggs went up. If chicken and eggs are the same price for a dozen eggs and a pound of chicken, then the eggs are cheaper a little bit. But most of the time, you're going to actually probably be able to get the chicken a little cheaper. Anyways, again, my name's Melissa. This year, I'm sharing 365 tips for frugal living. If you want to hear more, please hit like and subscribe, and I'll see y'all tomorrow. Okay, so I thought it might be fun to see which is cheaper, a dozen eggs versus some other popular proteins. So I have my little conversion up here, the 1.3125 to add. And at Winn-Dixie in Florida, we're going to start at Winn-Dixie in Florida. The eggs are $7.39 a dozen for large eggs. That was the cheapest one I could find. So let's go ahead and see if we can see how much boneless, skinless chicken breasts are. So I'm going to just type in chicken breast real quick. Sorry, it is moving really slow. So I guess we'll just do chicken and hopefully it'll come up. Okay, so their boneless, skinless chicken breasts, jumbo chicken breasts, are $2.79 a pound. So if I multiply the 1.3125 times 279, that is comparable to $3.66 for a dozen eggs. So the chicken is obviously much cheaper. And then I'm going to go to some other stores too. Okay, so I went to Walmart. I don't shop at Walmart really, but it's a national store, so let's see what they've got there. They're saying $4.17 for a dozen eggs. Let's compare it. Do we think it's going to be cheaper or more expensive than the chicken breasts? Okay, so chicken breasts are $2.67 a pound, so that's comparable to $3.50 for a dozen eggs. So the chicken is again cheaper. I really feel like that's pretty much what we're going to end up getting, but we'll keep going. Okay, so eggs have actually gone up. Okay, wait, those are the cage-free. Let's see if I can find the cheap ones on the app. Okay, so yes, they have gone up. I paid $3.49 last week. Now they're up to $5.15. So again, let's compare it to the boneless, skinless chicken breasts. So the boneless, skinless chicken breasts are $3.49 a pound. So that's comparable to $4.58. So the chicken breasts are again, or I'm sorry, yes, that would be comparable to paying $4.58 for a dozen eggs. So again, the chicken breasts are cheaper. Let's go to one more store. Okay, so the cheapest eggs at Meijer are the Penny Smart eggs. They're $4.19 a dozen. So let's then go check the chicken. And the chicken is on sale for $2.49. So that's $3.26. So again, the chicken is cheaper. But I'm curious, how many other meats are cheaper? I am really curious. Winn-Dixie was really expensive for eggs. They were 7 something if I remember correctly. So let's go back to Winn-Dixie and see what meat we can get there cheap. Okay, so the eggs were $7.39 a dozen. And I actually just thought I don't know why I didn't think to do this before. But instead of multiplying the meat price by 1.3125 to find out how much a dozen eggs are, I can multiply the egg price by by 0.7619 and find out how much that is per pound. So that is comparable to $5.63 a pound for the eggs. So let's see what meat we can find for under $5.63 a pound. So let's first look at ground beef. Let's look at some of our cheaper meats. Now, mind you, I haven't been to Winn-Dixie in years. So you can get a value pack at $4.79 per pound. I have no idea. It's market style ground beef, so we have no idea how much it is. The 73%, 3 pounds of it is $11, so obviously less per pound. 80/20 ground chuck is $5.49 a pound, so just a little bit less. Let's look and see what pork we can find that is under $5.63 a pound. Again, this is, I want to say I chose Orlando, but I might not have. Okay, so the country style ribs are $5.99 a pound, but they are buy one, get one free. So that's like $3 a pound approximately. And the the pork loin ribs are $4.99 a pound, but there are ribs or there are bones in both of those. So the boneless center pork chops, though, are $4.99 a pound. So that's less than our $5.63 per pound. And then let's see if I can find a pork loin in here, maybe. Half a boneless pork loin, $2.99 per pound. So definitely cheaper than the eggs. Let's see if I can find some beef that is cheaper. Maybe like a steak or a roast. That's going to be a little bit more of a challenge at $5.63, but we'll see. Apparently, you can get a Radshur's Home T-bone steak 2-pack for $4.99 a pound. So you can get a T-bone steak at Winn-Dixie cheaper than eggs. So eggs are definitely more expensive right now. And it's definitely a better choice to actually buy boneless, skinless chicken breasts for your protein. But really, I mean, check out your options. I will include the math on this. If you stuck around after my typical outro for this bonus material, then I just want to say thank you so much. And I just thought it might be kind of fun to compare. Again, if you want to see more tips on how to be frugal, I will be sharing 365 of them this year. So please hit like and subscribe. And I'll see y'all later.